Welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Before we get into it, though, I just want to take a quick second and give a shout out to our sponsor, 420 Bliss, located on Hoosick Street in Troy, New York, right up in the Walmart Plaza. Make sure you stop in there, check them out. They got everything you're looking for: flowers, edibles, tinctures, vapes, disposable vapes, you name it, they got it. Also, want to give a quick shout out to my man Garrett over at the Hit Kit. Nice little Pitch Putt and Puff logo Hit Kit. So you put your little pre-rolls right in there with the built-in lighter. Nice little flamethrower for you. But let's get into it tonight. I got a real exciting episode with a special guest, my man George Dundon. What's up, brother? How you been?
Hey, man. What's going on, Roger? Been really well. How about you?
Good, man. Just living a dream here, brother. Living a dream.
Dude, I bet, man. Thank you so much for having me on. It's always a pleasure to come and kick it with you guys.
No, man. I met you through Anthony on the Upstate Golf Guys. I'll be perfectly honest with you, dude. I didn't really know much about you going into the episode. So I did a little research quick and like on my way over, and I was like, I don't know too much what I'm going to ask. And when we were sitting there, dude, I noticed like your vibe literally just caught me, man. It was a good 5 minutes in, and I was sitting back like, oh shit, I gotta like ask questions and shit. Like I was just chilling, like enjoying the conversation kind of thing, man. So I really appreciate you coming on. I know you've been doing some real exciting things lately, but before we get into that, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into golf?
Man, awesome. Well, guys, my name is George Dundon. I work in the medical field, and I have always really been interested into golf. About 2 years ago, I had one of my surgeons look at me and go, you know what, George, you're actually pretty decent at this game. You know, you ought to film your swing, put it on Instagram, see what happens. And at that point, you know, I really didn't have much social media experience, to be 100% honest with you. It just all started out from a very small idea. And I really just came on here to spread awareness for mental health and to hit pure golf shots, man. And I didn't ever understand what this would turn into and how solid of a community it really is. Like I just had people from San Diego and Palo Alto, California come down and stay at my house and just kick it with me. And we did some incredible events, and dude, just getting to meet guys like you, getting to meet guys and gals like that. It's just been incredible, to be honest with you. Just so humbled. And honestly, I got into it from my dad. It was just kind of something that me and him could do together. And then, honestly, man, it just turned into a real passion. And ever since then, I was probably about 4 years old when I hit my first ball or something like that.
Okay.
But around 10, when I hit my first pure golf shot, and I don't even know where the bitch went, but I remember the feeling.
Yep.
And ever since then, it's kind of turned into this little obsession, and this little obsession has turned into an amazing community.
Mm-hmm. It really is, man. It's especially like I'm in the Golfer Gang Network, and just all those. There's like 12 podcasts and growing right now, and just being able to link up with those guys and like having to be able to get the connection. Like, hey, you just had this guest on, or I just had this guest on, and they hit me up. Can I get his information? It's slowly like just meeting new people. Like we have. Most of the guys in the network are from the Northeast, so we're looking to do something at the end of the year out in New Jersey with, try to get as many people as possible over there. So just the networking of that, meeting you down in Florida, like, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. It's just cool opportunities. I had Brian Athey from Four Left on. He's out in California. Just opportunities. XG from We Don't Smoke the Same and Tinfoil Hat. Those opportunities to talk to guys like you listen to and you follow and this and that. It's a cool experience overall. It's just really dope just because of a swing in a golf club.
Dude, right? And like those connections that you had just mentioned, like those are biggies. And, I think that's just a testament to who you are and your character as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Like seriously, because, in my humble opinion, real recognizes real, and that just says a lot about you.
No, I appreciate that, man.
That's dope as hell. I'm like, that made my day. My day.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit. I got some things in the works. We were talking prior to starting the recording here. It's just really like hard work, man. It's as stupid as it sounds. Like I put time into this, I put effort into this. Like meeting up with those, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to work. I have certain people out in Cali who can't get on with me until 7, 8 o'clock their time. Okay, well, guess what? I'm only going to get a couple hours of sleep tonight because I'm going to grind this out because that connection is going to lead into something else. And unfortunately, it kind of did for me what we were talking about earlier. So hopefully everything does pan out with that and things continue to grow.
Yeah, man. And if you do want to expand upon that, by all
Yeah,
means.
I'm gonna
If
hold
not,
off
I
for now
totally
until everything's
understand.
official. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna hold off till the ink's dry, basically what they say.
Absolutely. I was gonna say, because
Yeah,
then we'll leave that one be. But man, when
yeah, right.
excuse me,
When?
when
Yep. Speaking into existence.
that
Yep.
goes into existence.
Yeah.
I heard that first. That's just killer news, dog.
Yeah, bro. It's exciting, man. It is for sure. It is for sure. So you started when you were like 9 or 8 or 9, you said. That's cool because it makes me like I didn't start until really start golfing until my 30s. I swung a club a couple of times in high school, but I didn't start until mid 30s. I'm 40 now. And I have a 6-year-old daughter and I bought her a set of clubs this year. And we were just out in the yard bullshitting around with the just 7-iron that she has. And bro, she literally, like, I have like a small, I don't know, probably 40 yards in my front lawn. And she pipes one dead straight, like low liner, like a stinger. I'm like, and she's always had a decent, like, natural swing when I just show her how to do it. So I put the club in her hand. I'm like, all right, let's see what you do. Rip this thing. I'm like, yeah, we're going out this year. So that's going to be so exciting, man. I'm so pumped about that.
Dude, that is so killer. And when she hit that shot, did she love it?
So she looked at me like the big eye look, like, oh, I just got that one. Like she had I hit a solid feeling, So at that point, she was like,
That
oh, I
is
got that one.
too cool. That is, man. How does that not make your day? That's
Oh, bro,
incredible.
that was
That is
my day.
incredible.
That was my day. And she's dedicated too. Like she played basketball this year, and they shoot on a 10-foot hoop. She's only 6 years old, so they have a tough time reaching. Her goal of the year was to make a basket, which she failed to do. But the last practice, she stayed for 20 minutes after practice just by herself shooting. And I stood under that hoop and grabbed every rebound for her and showing her, just keep pushing her to do it. But I said, like I had to explain to her, I was like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to make one today. She said, good, because I'm tired, Dad. I was like, we'll come back and we'll make one. Don't you worry. But just as like me as a sports guy and to see her determination to do like go out there and try to get better, like I was like, yo, this kid's got it. Like right off the rip, she's just got I'll call it the Mamba mentality. Just go out there and work.
Yeah, but man, that's the stuff that matters, bro. Like that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank you for sharing that. Actually, that was incredible.
Yeah, man, it's dope. It's just that being a father is like the coolest experience of my life by far. By far. It's just super cool. You see your little one grow and then the things you're into, they start to get into and shit. Super cool. And like I said, I'm a sports guy, so obviously, you want that boy and this and that. I wouldn't trade this little one for the world, man. For the world. I'll be a girl dad all day. All day.
Dude, that's so wholesome. Like
It's dope, right? Yeah,
that's
it's fun,
incredible,
man.
man. That's incredible. And you can hear the real passion in your voice, though. Like you genuinely mean that. And that
Oh
is
yeah.
just so refreshing. That
Mm-hmm.
is so refreshing. Like, thank goodness. Like that was incredible.
Thanks, man.
Like this whole beginning has made my entire day. Like, let's
Yeah, bro. We've been chopping
go.
up for we're recording about 10 minutes, but chopping it up for a good 20, man. We had a pretty good conversation just so far. But let's get back into you, man, and your golf experiences. So you played on a junior Ryder Cup, if I got my information correct.
That I did. This was the first year they instated it in the state of Kentucky. They called it the Challenge Cup for copyright reasons, but
Okay.
essentially there are two teams, both just representing the different sides of Kentucky, and it's based on a point system, just like the Ryder Cup would be. So the top 10 in points from this conference and the top 10 in points in this conference get picked for the team, and then they play a match play tournament in Ryder Cup format. So that was really neat. That was an incredible experience.
And how old were you when you were doing that?
So that was my senior year in high school. So I
Okay.
was I was 18,
So yeah,
18 when I did that.
that's awesome. And then was that like the point you realized, like, all right, I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna play golf in college and really try to, take this a little bit more serious?
Honestly, that happened. That happened going into my junior year in high school.
Okay.
That summer, just something clicked from a competitive standpoint,
Right.
and I just really wanted to get good at it. Like for some reason, I just felt it, and I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I'd love to hear Tiger or Rory or Justin Thomas, any of the major guys. I'd love to hear how they describe getting into that mentality of just knowing that you are him, because essentially you have to maintain humility in golf because that's one of its core values.
Mm-hmm.
But internally, you have to know I am him.
Yeah.
Like, I will execute this shot. Like, I will hit this 10-yard draw. I will make this putt. I know I will do it.
Yep.
And I had that to a certain extent, but I would love to hear those guys, not even just on an interview, but like on just a chill podcast, give the long tongue, like, explanation of how they do that, because that would be super neat, because it's such an intricate spot you have to be.
Mm-hmm.
If that made any sense at all.
Absolutely, because there's that one point when you hit the golf ball. I heard this on a reel the other day, so I can't take full credit, but it made so much sense. There's that one point when you're standing over that ball, and when you have to make the commitment to hit it, it's that you just let go moment. Like it's just you just are so confident in what you're gonna do. You just let go of everything else, and you just strike that ball, and everything else just goes away. You know what I mean? Like whatever your bills you got to pay or whatever you're doing, the focus is just on that. So like you can just take that. I guess I kind of figure where I'm going with it, but like the focus of what you're doing goes into that, and like everything else just goes away. So you're so locked into what you're doing. Like if you're lining up a 10-foot putt, you're locked into it. There's nothing else there. It's like you ever see that movie with Kevin Costner, The Perfect Game, where you
Oh yeah.
clear the mechanism. That's kind of like what I feel like. Remember the old video games, Tiger Vision? I feel like that's what these guys actually have. Like they just
Dude,
see it
yes.
so different, you know?
Dude, without like the Tiger Vision, like that is so crazy. Like that is such a perfect explanation of just being truly present, I think, is what it was. Like I remember, so the best round I ever shot was a 68, and man, there was a lot of geometry on that card. Like that's one thing that I wish I could have gotten down better at my peak, was I would make a lot of birdies, but I'd make a lot of bogeys, and just being full. But I just remember certain parts of that round where I remember the feeling, but I don't even remember being there because I was so in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a stretch where of 9 holes where I made 6 birdies and 3 bogeys. Like I literally didn't even make a par.
Yeah.
And and it was just nuts. And like, but even on the bogeys, what I'm trying to say is on each shot, I mean, I was just there. I was so confident in what I was doing that I almost, like, this is how I kind of describe that day. So you remember, and it's got Matt Damon, and it's got Matt Damon, it's got Will
Smith?
Yeah.
Bagger Vance?
Legend of Bagger Vance. Yes, sir. You know when Juna like needs to hit a shot, but it's deeper than that. Like he's fully engulfed in the moment. And all the background kind of just fades to dark except for that perfect avenue where he knows he needs to go. And that's what it was honestly like. It was really neat to get in that zone. And man, I just wish that feeling for everybody, like at least once. And it doesn't have to all just be birdies. It can be wherever you're at. That's another thing about me that I want to know, like that I want the people to know. Like, I really am not judgmental at all.
Hmm.
Like, my community is created to literally signify inclusion. Like, I want everybody to be real when they come to my page. I want
Yep.
everybody to know it's a safe spot. Like, I'm not going to judge you, or you're not going to get judged by the people who also engage, because it's just like-minded individuals of good people.
Hmm.
And that's what it's all about.
That's it, man. Because like I was telling you earlier, like I had a couple of people actually turn down interviews because of the cannabis thing. There was no question in you, no hesitation. Yeah, man, I'll jump on. Like that's like I appreciate that because there's people that don't because of that. So like I personally went this direction to try to be different and find a lane. And like I did the tongue twister name just because it's catchy and like once you hear it, people kind of remember it. So it's like kind of one of those things. The logo, I'm getting a new logo made. It's in the works. I got a graphic designer working up some things with me. I made that myself, dude, just clipping shit together. I had no idea what I was doing.
I think it's fire, man.
Yeah, it's different, it's different. It's different, but just working on shit, man. Trying to build this thing slowly, dude. Slowly, slowly. The grind continues. The grind continues.
Yeah, but when you stay in your own lane and you just be yourself, bro,
It's so much
like
easier.
like you don't need to try to be anybody else. Like,
No.
it's an old play on words, but be yourself, everyone else is taken. There's so much truth in that.
Yeah, it
There's
really
so
is.
much truth in that, because it's almost liberating. Like, when you just say, honestly, when you just say, fuck it, dude,
Yep.
I am going to be me. I am going to do what makes me me, meaning I'm going to create my core values. I'm going to stick to them. And I want to uplift people. And I don't just want to do things just for gain. Like, I want to do the right things because it's the right thing to do.
That's
And
true.
not only just based on society's definition of that, based on my character values that I created for me, knowing that it's the right thing to do. And it's just a liberating feeling once you get to that point, because then you can just truly be yourself.
Yeah, because
And
a
if
lot of
people
people
don't
do
accept,
something.
oh no, go ahead.
A lot of people do something and expect a reward for it. Like you're just doing the right thing. Like there's no reward for doing the right thing. Just do the right thing. Like and life would be so much better for everybody.
For real. And then honestly, I think that opens up doors for people who genuinely are in a position to give. It opens up that door to where they have a level of comfortability to actually make an offer,
Hmm.
because they know they could work with anybody. They're trying to find somebody who has the integrity to match the work ethic. So if you go into it with the right mentality of just like, hey, I've got this skill set, you've got this skill set, and we can work together. Or, hey, let me just help you out because it's something that you have a passion for. I think everything else that can follow follows because of that. And I think it will follow stronger. And I think even if it doesn't seem, but relatively, it's gonna pay off more.
Hmm.
Because one thing that has always stood with me is money follows passion. And money, like you can't bet with scared money, and you can't just make your whole life about it either, because yes, it's important. Don't get me wrong at all, but there is so much more important things in life than just money. And it's just amazing, for me anyway, like once you grasp that,
Yep, that happened to me.
how things start to fall.
Yep. So I'll tell you a little personal thing about me. I don't even think I disclosed this on the podcast, but I had a triple bypass 4 years ago at 36 years old. So that moment right there made me look at life completely different. And that's kind of why this podcast is even a thing, because I got to the point where I stopped really giving a shit about what other people thought and wanted to do my own thing and find like I always wanted to do a podcast. So I kind of figured out the lane I wanted to go. And this happened to be it. So like I was, I didn't have to put up a persona. I consider, dude, if you were sitting here right in front of me, I'd be having the same conversation with you, just kicking it straight up, dude. that's just who I am. Like, most of the listeners that know me know this is who I am all the time. There's no fake, there's no whatever. But like having that life scare was a reality check into it can be taken away in a flash. So I don't like wasting time. So like when I'm sitting around, I'm trying to network and build this thing. I'm not just sitting around playing a video game anymore, or just doing nothing with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I always find value in try to find value in everything I'm doing, because there's not a lot of time, or you don't know when the time is, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was a wake up call. So life got turned into a different perspective for me about 4 years ago, 5 years ago now.
Well,
So
thank you for sharing that, man. That's definitely a lot. And
yeah, it was crazy, man.
I totally understand what that taught you as well, what you had just said. Wow, thanks for sharing that. That was deep.
That's the deepest I've ever got on here, to be honest with you. But
No, man, I'm honored.
yeah.
And what I want to say is I totally feel you. Like, and that's why I said what I said, because if you're at the table, you would expect that already to have, you would expect that mentality to already be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love exactly what you said, because I'm at that same point. Like, I know that I have certain things that I bring to the table, certain gems, if you will, just like everybody else does. And I'm sick of not taking the first step.
Yep.
And it's been amazing what happens after you start to lose that fear of taking the first step, that fear of failure, that fear of, oh, I'm not good enough, that fear of, how could this happen to me? Like, that's all bullshit that you've
Mm-hmm.
created in your mind or somebody else has said. But the reality, my friend, is people are so much more capable than what they give themselves credit for. And it's amazing what power comes from getting that ability to take the first step.
Absolutely, because when your life is literally in someone else's hands and there's no control of it, when you get that chance to start over, basically, is kind of the way I looked at it. There's no other way but to have a different perspective on just everything you're gonna do going forward. Like, it's just, you can't, I don't know, just time's not wasted anymore. Time's valued, I guess I should say. That's the best way I could put it.
It's the most, it's the most precious commodity there is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing that you can't get back or buy.
Yep. It's facts, man. It's facts. That's why all these rich people are always trying to get younger and do all this other crazy shit. Because it's the only thing you can't buy. Time.
Hell no, man.
Yeah. Fucking wild. So what happened this past weekend, man? You had a busy weekend. Let's get off the sentimental shit. Let's get into some golf.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, man, it's been a trip. Like, I'm just honored for everything that has been coming my way. The past week has been absolutely insane busy in the best way. Last week, where do I start? Had a buddy come in from Palo Alto, California. Name is Scotty, S7 Golf. I mean, just a tremendous human being. Like, awesome person, awesome golfer. We played Cabot Citrus Farms. It just opened up in Florida. I could do a whole podcast on that.
I bet, man.
But to sum it up, it's just, if you don't know, it's something you need to look up, guys, for real.
Yeah.
It is got the gnarliest look to it. It's almost 7,600 yards long. I thoroughly recommend getting the caddy there. It's not expensive, but if you've never played it, it's just, there's holes like hole number 3. It was a 260-yard par 3. And my caddy told me to aim. So it's a little bit downhill. That day it was playing into the wind, probably about a 10-mile-an-hour headwind. So it was like 249. Hit like just a little choke up full 3-wood. But the caddy told me, don't aim at the green, aim at this hill, because here's the green, and imagine a pretty large rolling slope down to it. Mm-hmm. He goes, aim for the top of that, and that ball will trickle down. And so I did, and I hit this like 5-yard draw, just a laser right at the spot. And I mean, I couldn't even see it come down, but sure enough, it came down to like 20 feet, tapped it in for par, missed the birdie putt, but just different things like that you wouldn't expect or account for. Just a gnarly course, man. Beautiful. Then we went to the Players, and I had another friend, Jules for birdie. She's also a great person. Follow her as well. She flew in from San Diego and met us there, and we all just met up and went to the Players, met Jim, one of Scotty's buddy, the one from Palo Alto. He was originally from Cali, moved to Ocala. So it was a huge meetup. And then the four of us literally meshed so well. Two of these people we had never met before, and it's like we've always known each other. And that was just a rad feeling, especially to experience that at the Players. And honestly, I don't even know what I couldn't say about that event. The way I can describe it is this. So I've even been watching the footage the week prior to it, and it looked like it was AI. Like it just looked that pure in the footage. And when you get there, this is the key difference. When you get there, it literally looks better than the AI. There was not a blade of grass at a place. I've never seen something manicured so well. I had the pleasure of talking to one of the marshals on hole 2 in between groups, and he told me this year they had shut it down for 3 months, so there was no play. It was just, I mean, you have to see it to believe it, to be honest with you. And
like for me in upstate New York, it's like walking into Yankee Stadium for the first time and seeing that green grass or Babe Ruth played there. Like, I get it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like that feeling of seeing that.
Yeah, it's just something, man, that was a great example too. Like I couldn't imagine seeing the Babe. Dude, I'm a diehard Yankees fan too.
So I hate it now though, because they got the new stadium. Like it's really tough to go there. Like I've been to more football games at the new Yankee baseball games. I've been to the Pinstripe Bowl like 4 times. Been to like maybe 3 Yankee games since the new stadium. It's just not the same feeling walking in there knowing like, wow, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, they all played here. Now it's like, Mark Teixeira played here. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just not the same vibe.
Yeah, it's just, and that's still such a big name. But then when you bring in the Mick, when you bring in like team after team after team after player after Yogi Berra,
you keep going.
Like, dude, just unreal.
Yep.
Unreal. Lou Gehrig, man, that's the definition of class right there.
Absolutely.
Lou Gehrig, boy, hell of a player, hell of a human being.
I got my pictures. I'm redoing the man cave right now. Actually, hold on 1 second. I'll grab it.
All right.
So the Yankees actually used to have home. So Troy, the city I grew up in, the Troy Haymakers were a professional baseball team. So the Yankees used to come up here and play games against them. So I have this here. I don't know how well you can see it, but this is what do we got? We got Babe Ruth. Here it is, the Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and the mayor of Albany, the city of Albany, playing at a field, Thatcher Park, which is not far from us. So this was a print I got years ago. OG shit, man.
Yeah, but that shit is so dope, man. That is sick, bro.
Yeah, I got a bunch. I got a few of them. I got one in the old Yankee Stadium. I got some old Yankee shit. But
hell yeah, man. That is fire.
That's an OG one right there, because I'm moving everything around in the man cave trying to figure out how I'm gonna do like a little studio. So what I usually do with the pod is Wednesday nights we go to my buddy's house. He's got a perfect little setup in his basement for it. But what's tough sometimes to get him on for these, so I kind of just do these on my own, and just trying to find a setup in my house where I can get in a little bit of everything, like a little bit of the pre-rolls and such. But
yeah,
it's just tough with my kids' rooms like right down the hall, so I don't even attempt it.
No, I get it.
Not worth it. Not worth it. But yeah, back to the players. We'll keep going off track all night.
Hey, dude, I'm down. But yeah, just I don't know. The last thing is just to everybody. If you have ever considered the players, because I never want to be somebody that tells people what to do, but if you've considered it and you've really thought about it, I truly encourage you to follow that thought. It's absolutely it's everything that you thought it would be. Right. Is the best way that I can describe it.
Yeah. Is that one of the bigger events you've been to?
I've been to quite a few events. I've been to the PGA. I went to the Ryder Cup one time. Yeah, and I want to start going. I'm really glad that I have gotten back into this journey because it's kind of jump started my ass too, to get passion for things like what's a world, what's a life without passion? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I had to figure out what mine was again, and it's made me better as a person. It's made me better at golf, and it's just amazing how those two correlate so much. Like on everything, it's just incredible. It truly engulfs what life is about. The game of golf truly engulfs it, and it has just given me passion to not only improve my game, but I want to start getting back into tournaments again. Like I really want to start giving my followers stuff that I'm doing to look forward to. So it's not just the videos, like, and I'm pretty close to my game being where I want to be to do that. And I'm just soaking everything in, and it's being soaked in on a different level because it's just a higher passion. Like you said, why you do it. Like I still have that.
Yeah.
It really gives everything a purpose. Like whether it be the gym, whether it be the course, whether it be the job, whether it be these motivation things, like I appreciate these, and it's only like 300-400 people, but like they stay consistently watching my stories. And I appreciate that because it lets me know that somebody is taking something away from it.
Yeah.
And that's my like major goal. So like that's my key thing.
Your story promoting the you coming on the podcast tonight was something I literally was thinking about not too long ago, because the correlation you could talk about it, bringing like golf and life, just the correlation of the both.
Dude, thank you. Yeah, like I do little thoughts like that all the time, and it's not me giving advice. It's really what I tell myself and what I try to reinforce in myself, and it's just these random thoughts, and I'm just glad that they resonate with people. Like I'm just glad that somebody gets something out of it, because that just makes me feel good. It makes me feel like it's making a difference, and that's
because there's so many comparisons. Like you're always in the game of golf, you're always going to struggle. Nothing's ever easy. Like it's the same as life. It's like every day, nothing. You're going to wake up and everything's just going to be, what do they say, sunrise and rainbows here. It's going to be, you're going to go through some thunderstorms and you're going to have to fucking navigate your way through it. It's just the way things go. Like I said earlier, I adjusted my whole life, man. It's just wake up call. All right, this is what I got to do now. Let me get my shit together. Still enjoy myself a little bit, but I don't get out of control. It's just keep it under control.
Well, yeah, it's just creating your own checks and balances for yourself.
Yeah.
And honestly, like my life changed when I realized that wasn't a bad thing. Like I wasn't missing out. I wasn't losing anything. And that's why like, and I was stubborn too. Like, that's why I'd never want to tell people anything. If people ask, then sure. But I think it's more retained, and I think it becomes more encompassed when they come to it themselves.
Yep.
And then that's what this journey has just been about as well. Just continuously finding myself. And the way I think that's really obtained is by putting what I bring to the table out for others.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I see something that I've done help somebody else, I mean, that's where you for me anyway, that's where I truly get that validation.
Yeah.
Like,
Even if it's one person watching your video that listened to that message and took it to heart and was like, oh, you know what, you're right. Whatever the message may be, and they go with it, and it changes for them. It changes their outlook on what they're going through, because you never know what people are going through. So
you never do.
you never know. So you always, I mean, I truly, I grew up just, treat people obviously with respect and everything else. It's just like some people don't do that, and you see that in society, and shit turns out sour. But it's just, if you just go through life just treating everybody how you want it, it's stupid as it sounds, treat how you want to be treated, and life will be so much better for everybody, man.
Man,
Nuts.
but it may sound stupid, but it may not. And also, it sounds like such a simple statement, but that's another part of this journey. Is it may sound simple, but when you understand what it truly means versus just the superficial top definition, when you get that understanding, man, that is so critical. It changes the entire outlook.
Right.
If that made sense. Like,
yeah,
dude,
absolutely.
that's what it's all about.
So on this journey, who are some of the big names you've came across? Because I know you go to like a lot of events. I see some of your videos and stuff.
Man, so gosh, where do I
I know, because I know there's some names out there. Go ahead. This your
man.
chance to name. I'm giving the platform to name drop, brother.
Oh man, let's go ahead and one Santonio Holmes. I mean, Super Bowl 43 MVP, like
Hell of a catch.
just a stud, bro. Like just an absolute stud, and like what an amazing dude. Like the real way I met him with my buddy Josh Jackson, who is, if you're not following this guy, dude, the dude hits bombs. He's amazing, but he's super cool. He does the World Long Drive contest.
Okay,
He's
I
a
was gonna say that name sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a PGA professional. He's just a good cat, and he knew him. And like Santonio Holmes was putting, and the dude literally stopped what he was doing and took time to speak with me and introduce himself to me. And like that was really cool. Josh Jackson, like I played college golf with him. He's cool.
Okay.
Got to meet Elijah Wan, who was one of the founders of Eastside Golf. I golfed with him in college. I mean, Gabby Golf Girl. We had spoken. Dude, she was really neat. Like,
she's gonna be nasty, dude. There's tricks and shit she does. I'm like, yo, I can't even hit the ball straight half the time. She's sitting here bouncing it over her head, chipping it in. I'm like, this is
dude,
crazy.
yeah, like, and she always brings that fire. Like, I'm not gonna get on here and act like I had like some crazy deep conversation or connection with her, but it was really neat to meet her. And it was really just like she brings that same passion. Like that's what I get from her content.
Yeah.
Like she really brings it, and it's something new and unique every time. Like super creative and super talented. Like I can't wait to see where her game goes. Like that's gonna be the progression for her is the sky's the limit. Like that's really neat. Got to meet CVA Golf. Like we had texted a lot before meeting, but meeting him in person, just another real cat.
Yeah.
Like just a real dude. And he's got real perspectives on things as well. He uses his platform to really get the attention to say what his message is. It's kind of similar to what I do. And that was super incredible. Like I've got to say, that's a cool dude. Young Dalt. Got to meet Young Dalt. That dude is killer. That is a cool ass motherfucker right there. All these people are cool as fuck. Like, dude, now I'm starting to get excited. Now I'm getting into remembering all this stuff. And like, bro, who else? John Mason, the founder of Swing Juice, and then got to get involved with that company. I have some killer news coming from that, but
awesome.
Getting to meet John, and honestly, now that I'm going to be one of the sponsors for Swing Juice. Getting to be a part of that company, like I've had other golf companies reach out to me and there was nothing wrong with them. Like I was truly honored, but this was the first company where I truly felt a fit because that's truly who they were. And what also stood out to me was just how unique their stuff is. You can be as loud or traditional as you want to be. They have a lifestyle portion to it. They have the golf portion of it. Like it's your one-stop shop. It makes it easier, but like when you look at the selection, you can truly own your swag for that day, for that week, whatever you're going for, because it has a style for everything. And that's what's the coolest thing about it. I mean, I'm not going to mention, like, I've never had pullovers and I've never had quarter zips like these. And the best way that I can describe it is they maintain their integrity, but there's zero resistance. And that's something critical because, like, I've noticed when I have to wear these things in Florida, I don't really have to do that as much. So I don't have that cold weather swing ingrained anymore, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So when I wear something like this, I need something that is not going to be grabby, that's not going to have that resistance, it keeps me warm, but I don't feel like I'm wearing it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this feels like an extension of me. And I've just never worn anything like it. And I'm truly honored to represent this company because I didn't even know about it until not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked myself, how could I have not known about this? And I've never been one to buy all the different stuff. Like I always kind of stood with FootJoy and Cutter and Buck, and I wore a lot of Ralph Lauren. And now that I've tried different brands on IG and spoken with them, and now that I've tried Swing Juice, like I am just so thrilled.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing a lot of giveaways coming up. I've got a lot of apparel that I want people to just put on and to feel, because I've never worn anything like it. And if I feel this passionate about it, like there's no way people aren't going to love it.
Right. Especially when they see how much you're going to support it, and obviously how much the company supports it. That goes a long way with people.
That's the biggest thing, man. They are founded on inclusion. They are found on maintaining the fact that they want to expand, but they want to maintain staying different.
Mm-hmm.
They just celebrated 20 years. That says a lot about a company in itself.
Wow.
Live for 20 years. I mean, they've withstood the test of time. Their creativity is with any of through the roof. Like, I just don't want to sound too cocky, but like their creativity is second to none.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally own your swag with this brand. And what's dope is it's golf based, which is what we all love. Yeah. Like, that's so dope. Like, you can literally, man, they have like the bandana polo that I've rocked, but they also have golf and hip hop, golf and ganja. They've got this. They're performing.
I see the golf and ganja one. Yeah, the golf and ganja one's dope.
Yeah, the golf and ganja is dope. Like, they come up with geometric patterns. They came up with this checkerboard design. Like, it just, every time you see it, it blows your mind because it's something different.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for the polo to come in, especially for the Masters. They've got a Magnolia one in a performance fit, and they've got it in the, don't quote me, so off the record, Braun, they've got it in a quarter zip and a polo, and it's perfect for the Masters. Like, I cannot wait for that to come in because, I mean, the performance is there. Not only do they have the swag, but like when you put it on, it doesn't feel like shit, homie.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, this is like a more chill vibe. Like, bro, it does not feel like shit.
Right.
The collar after you wash it, like, this is still the collar. I've washed this 3 times, but like, it has that slick
Doesn't have the
hold.
corner all bending in and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like it maintains its structural integrity. Like it, dude, it's fire. I can't wait. I can't wait to continue to promote this and what they're about because,
That's awesome.
man, on top of everything, dog, they are great people.
That's good. That's good, man. That's good because then it makes it an easier relationship for you to have with them and makes business just smoother.
Dude, that's so well said. It's been nothing but natural.
Yeah.
And
That's just how it rolls.
I can't think of a time in my business career, as a matter of fact, where it has just been nothing but natural on all levels. And then the drip is actually like, and then the clothes are actually legit. Like, come on
Right.
now.
Right.
Like,
When you can.
like just thankful, just humble
Yep.
is
That's
how I
how
feel.
That's how I am. So I don't have a sponsorship with this guy, nothing. He sent me a sample rag. I checked it out. I will promote this guy legit. I don't need nothing. So it's the custom rag. He puts the logo on it, whatever. It's got a nice like scrubber on the back. Bro, these things are so reasonably priced and everything else. He sent it to me like within days. I got black ones coming because I don't want to get the white one dirty. The most legit rag I got, and you can go anywhere. Dick's buy a rag. A Nike rag is going to cost you $60 with a because it's got a swoosh on it, but it's a towel from Walmart. This is like a high quality towel, and it's like literally top of the line. So I'll promote him every episode. Anytime he's got something going on, I'll share it, post it, the whole 9 yards. Like so, this is how
Matter
it's
of
got to
fact,
be.
I'd love to do a podcast with you, and I'll hit John up, the owner. I'd love to get him on here. He'd love your vibe.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Let's do it. That'd
Yeah,
be
let's
dope.
let's get that in the works. I'll work on that, and I'll keep you posted on that for sure.
Absolutely. That's dope, man. So let's get ready to wrap this up. We're running on almost 45 minutes or so. Just a couple quick golf questions for you. First off, what's one thing? I mean, your golf season is a little different than mine, so I've been asking this question to the guys. But going into, we'll say this golf season's just starting. Going into the year, what's something you really want to improve on your golf game?
So my biggest focus right now is it's one and two things, but really it's maintaining my spine angle and keeping my shoulder rotation on that same pendulum motion because that transfers all the way down from your wedge shots to your driver. Like if you can maintain that, then you're going to be doing okay. And what I've been doing a lot to reinforce that is I have really been working on my touch shots. So 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards,
Yep.
50 yards, up to 70. And I've really been focusing on the shoulder turn and the pendulum motion and maintaining my spine angle. Because if I do that, I know that I can start the swing from the lower body up. And when I do that, I can put together some really good rounds.
Nice. Nice. Mine would be just consistency. Like overall, if I keep it all together, like even if I struggle with one thing, I can figure it out from there, but I just want it to be the same, consistent, like doing like, because there's days I'll go out there and I'll have a little bit of a slice. Then the next day I'll show up and I'm drawing. And I'm like, yo, I'm swinging the club. I feel like the same way. Like,
Man, it sounds like you're a golfer, homie.
Yeah, bro. It's like, yo, what the hell? I just want consistency. No, but
Man, don't we all, boy?
Yeah, my short game is probably my biggest struggle, though. Just like you were just saying, within 20, 30 yards around the green, getting it to stay where I want it. You know, that bump and run, I try that. I'm more of a flop shot guy, but sometimes I try to get too cute with that and cost myself a stroke or two. But I try to, that's what I'm really going to focus on this year for sure.
Dude, I love that.
The other golf question I got for you is your favorite club in the bag?
7-iron.
Yep, me too.
7-iron, man. And I think it's for real. I think it's straight up from 10 Cup. I think that got solidified. I think that got solidified in my mind after that. And I mean, I always have pured it, but then I think I just got that mental block for the good. And I was like, man, if I got a 7-iron, I'm going to be all right. What's yours?
7-iron as well, because I can pretty much. So, all right. Here's a little story about background on me in the golf game. I played baseball my whole life. I batted left-handed. I had no left-handed golf clubs when I really started playing 5-6 years ago. So I slowly taught myself. I would go to like small par threes or like a 9-hole par 4 course and try to figure it out. And I slowly like it was really just getting comfortable swinging from that side of the plate, I'd call it, but just swinging from that side. And I did switch hit a little bit, but not much. And it wasn't enough to be able to get power. So just this past year, I was hitting the year before I was hitting my 7-iron about 150. I came out hitting that thing I gained 25 yards on that thing easy out of nowhere. And then all my other clubs adjusted. So I spent the first half of last season refiguring out my distance on all my clubs. So that was a huge adjustment for me. But once I did, I pretty much locked in. So with the 7-iron, I can hit it 180. If I really let it go, I can hit it 180, 190. But I can also, bump and run it with a stinger and get where I need to be as well. So that'd be my club of choice.
Hell yeah, man. I love that.
Yeah, because just the left-handed, if I try to swing a lefty club, I look so stupid. But if I swing a lefty baseball bat, I look perfectly normal. It's the weirdest thing. It really
Dude,
is.
I love that. And that's another big thing that I really recommend to people to try to do or figure out in what way that works best for them. But really understanding your distances for each club. So for mine, I know, well, until I have over 200 yards, I don't take full swings, right? So 200 and in, I'm taking 3/4 controlled swings so I can draw or fade it if needed. It just gives you more control.
Yeah.
It just builds more connectivity into your swing. And then after 200, yeah, I'll let it go. But I mean, I have a 75-80% yardage for 60 degree to, I mean, I don't really do that for the driver per se, but even that feel, I could do that with a driver. I actually hit a really cool shot at Cabot. I drove the green with a 3/4 driver.
Is that the one you posted? I think I seen today, and you were happy about the swing off of the box.
No, that was at the King and the Bear, one of the World Golf Hall of Fame courses.
Oh, nice. Oh no.
This whole dude.
Hold on, George. Hold on 1 second. You popped out of the room there. We're just gonna pause it for 1 second here. All right, you should be good now. I lost you for 1 second. We're good though.
Good.
Yep, we're good.
Yeah, but that the drive I hit on I'm sorry, when we went out, what was the question again?
The Cub and the Bear. That drive you hit looked like you were real happy about it.
Oh, dude, yeah, the thing was smacked. Just perfect little draw right down the right side, carried it over the bunker. And yeah, there was the drive I was talking about though, it was I think it's either 15 or 16 at Cabot. And it was only it's carded 326. It was 280, 280 to the pin and 260 to carry this bunker. But it was, I don't know, it was too short for a full driver swing. And it was a little bit into the wind, which helped. So I hit this knockdown driver and drew it 5 yards. And it ended up going just a little bit over the green, but it landed pin high. That was a sick shot. That was so cool. I can't wait to put that. That was nasty, bro.
That's sick. I'll send you this reel and you can clip it to the video.
Dude, yeah. It was hole 5, dude. So there was 2 bunkers in the fairway. It was a par 5. No, 5 or 6. 2 bunkers. The second bunker on the right to the middle of it was a 260 carry. I carried it over the long end of the bunker. They think I think it was my caddy said 285, 290 carry. I hit that drive 346. That thing was, dude. Shout out to Josh Jackson for that speed training, dude. That was killer.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I noticed you do have a little bit faster of a backswing.
That I'm still trying to work on. I don't necessarily want that because that gets you out of tempo. To be honest with you, I'm really working on that.
I was just going to ask you, were you doing that for power purposes? But
no, honestly, that's what I have to. That's my first go-to thought of what do I need to work on. when I start mishitting, and it's either
Yep.
getting quick at the top or right at the start of the swing. And that's why I like another major thing I encourage, always film your swing, not even just to do it for Instagram videos. Like sometimes you get 6 shots, like, so it works out. But like, dude, this is your way to give reinforcement to your feel. Like, and then especially narrowing down what causes your misses. Like now you have instant feedback to correct it.
Yep. Yep. Because I do the same thing. I have, because of the baseball relation, I have a very fast backswing. And same thing kind of this past year, I started slowing it down a little bit better. I mean, I'm still quick, very similar to the way you swing. Like I was literally like, wow, he swings. Maybe he's doing it for, I wanted to ask you about it earlier. So like I do it really just because it's my natural momentum of swinging a baseball bat. So that's one of my focuses as well, is just try to slow it down, make good contact, let the club do the work, opposed to trying to hit it 350, which I know I can't do, you know.
But at the same time, on your transition, you can really let it rip. Like what I tell a lot of people, and then my friends that are like PGA pros and teaching pros, and they second it, is my major thing is you can swing as hard as you want as long as you stay in balance. Like there is nothing wrong with swinging hard, but when you start falling out of your shoes or your posture, honestly, like I do sometimes, but that move is like a little bit different. Like it's not what I'm used to seeing either, but it relieves the pressure on that knee. That's why I've incorporated that move, because there is a lot of torque that goes into that speed training. And the last thing I want to do is hurt my knee. So it's more of a pressure release move versus like, I'm not condoning that. I am like, I love a fundamental golf swing. So like kids do not don't, that's only because like I'm relieving the pressure. Like don't try to do that. Like finish solid like you see the pros for sure.
Yeah, there's not too many kids watching this pitch putt and puff. Hopefully not anyway. Not 18 to 20. Well, no doubt. Hey man, George, I appreciate your time, man. This was a dope episode. It was really great to have you on, man. I hope we continue to have the connection in the future. Especially if you got anything big coming up, or you know, I know you're in the mental health awareness shit, all that, dude. I'm down to help any way I can, bro. You just reach out to me. I'll get you on here, get you connected with anybody you're looking to get connected with that I have contacts to, man. Just come off with a great vibe, and I truly appreciate your time, man. Now, where can the people find you?
The people can find me on Instagram, just George Dundon, George, last name Dundon, Dundon, no space. Look me up there. Real interactive, and any follow that comes from this, I greatly appreciate it. And Roger, same for you. Thank you so much for that. That was that was just such a humbling thing to say. Like, thank you. And the same goes for you. Like, genuinely, whatever I can do to help your progression, never hesitate to ask, man. Seriously.
Sure, man. Appreciate it.
This has been an unbelievable networking journey, and thank you for having me on.
No, thank you, man. Especially like we were talking earlier. I mean, I'm such a small podcast, just getting off the ground, building it up. And like literally you posted a reel that you were coming on the podcast, and I'm sitting here on my phone as we're doing it, and the followers just keep coming in. And I know who was the girl you played with this weekend?
Her handle is Jules, JEWELS 4 Birdie.
She just started following me while we were recording a couple minutes ago. I was laughing about it.
Hell yeah.
I knew that came from you, guys, so I appreciate that one right there too.
Dude, of course, man. I'm just glad to hear you got some retention from it. And man, honestly, best of luck to you. Anything I can do to help, never hesitate to reach out.
Let's lock up, man. Don't sign off yet. I want to chat for a couple more seconds after. Like once again, everybody, make sure you go check out 420 Bliss, located at 740 Hoosick Road, Troy, New York. Make sure you check out my man Garrett at the Hit Kit. I do have a few of these left. If anybody's interested, hit me up in the DMs. We can figure it out from there. George, once again, man, truly appreciate your time, bro. We'll talk soon.
Hey, talk soon, and thank you so much for having me on.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace.